It is a forest and nature school, and not just a building in a forest.
We are actually going to push the envelope in terms of what is encouraged, what is promoted, and what is allowed for in licensing.
Can you build a daycare in the woods? This Ottawa daycare wants to find out.
Hello, and welcome to Andrew Fleck Children's Services Forest Explorers, a licensed program for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Right here we're at a space where our families will drop off. We purposely put it this far from the play space so the families can walk the children through nature at drop-off and pickup.
We visited on orientation day when some parents were around.
We chose this daycare because Elliot loves being outside, and so it seemed like a perfect fit. And so I think it's great for young kids especially. Being out in the sun, the fresh air is just super good for their development. So having that sort of integrated into their daycare just makes a lot of sense to me.
They've brought researchers with Outdoor Play Canada under their new roof to see how infants, toddlers, and preschoolers respond to 4 seasons with the majority of their days spent outside, with the aim of changing the rules for a quality daycare.
Here is the infant outdoor classroom and the toddlers as well. They started to build some lean-tos and they have the kitchen again outside. And the idea is to just bring a few loose parts and follow the children's lead.
So how much time would they spend out here every day?
As much time as possible. So they will, for the most part, be outside from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. They'll come back for lunch. We're hoping to eventually integrate eating lunch out on the land, potentially sleeping out on the land. For now, we are required to be in our licensed space for 50% of the time, so we will be doing that.
We like that they're pretty keen on getting the kids out regardless of the weather.
Going to have lunch with a Gruffalo.
We didn't want anyone to feel like they couldn't come here because the extra clothing and requirements to being outside all day can be very costly. So we've created this clothing supply for any parent that wishes to access it. We have been able to source winter gear for every child in the center.
Just a little further into the woods is the Ottawa Forest and Nature School. They hope their research can be the basis for expanding their program.
That is an unlicensed program because they don't have a physical building. It operates like a childcare program, but children can only come once a week and for limited hours. And of course, because it's unlicensed, it's more expensive. And what we're hoping for is to use a program like this to inform the feasibility of having more outdoor-focused programs like the Ottawa Forest and Nature School falling under licensing.
We could potentially, if we could bend a little bit, license another 40 preschool spots over there. It's a little bit, but it's something. Finesse does not have running water. Finesse has porta potties. We do have buildings, and it's been proven to be successful. Children keep coming back, families keep coming back.
What does happen when there's a blizzard? What do we have to do when there's a heat wave? How much time do we actually need to spend inside? And so that will help to inform other programs.
If we could do it with that space, what we would need lifted is the requirement of the whole building, especially since this building is quite close to Ottawa Forest and Nature School. If there was a need to be inside, a weather emergency or such, we are in such close proximity that shelter could be had.
What I think would be really interesting is to measure how many days a program that doesn't have a building needs to be canceled because of extreme weather, and compare that to how many days kids need to be sent home because they're sick, because they've been inside all day and they're catching colds from everyone else. It's not just about the extreme weather. That's one side of things, but there are a number of benefits that kids will glean from such a program.